So you're familiar with Ganesha, the name, right? It stands for, you know something about it? No, okay, never mind. Ganesha, we'll understand it through the word meaning. Okay, Ganesha, Gana means actually group. Okay, so group, and Isha means like a master. Okay, so Ganesha represents a force which is venerated in India, which normally comes in the shape of an elephant. You know, you might see these elephant kind of things in many places. So that's called Ganesha, but the actual meaning is master of the group. Okay, so in yoga, we are trying to see what's the relevance in our practice. You know, how do we connect to this Ganesha concept? And master of the groups, straight away we have to know that our body is actually a master of the groups. Okay, this body is not a singular thing. It is a group of many, many, many groups. Okay, so the body itself is a group of 11 organ systems. And you look into any system is a group of organs. You look into an organ is a grouping of tissues. So wherever we look, there is this grouping and an intelligence which kind of holds things together to function as a specific group. So that is what we connect to. It can be called in any name. This particular, in today's concept, is called Ganesha, simply means master of the groups, the intelligence which holds up the groups. Now, this is fine for us to acknowledge this intelligence as keeping us together. It can be the strong force inside the atoms, it can be anything. But we don't experience it. For example, I don't experience this energy which is holding all my organ systems together. Do you feel it? Like all the time this beautiful energy, otherwise you're going to split apart. Do you feel that held energy? Emma seems to be in doubt. Are you feeling it all the time? Okay, so none of us feel it. So how do you experience Ganesha? Okay, what will be the experience like? Is it going to be like a fantastic out-of-the-world experience? So then again we have to look into the symbol of Ganesha, which is an elephant. Okay, elephant. Now once when we were trying to arrange the Coimbatore ashram for our retreat, when we were going to check the place out, it was in a forest. Right in the middle of the road, there was a few elephants. Okay. What could we do? We just stopped our car and waited very respectfully, okay? And everybody said, nobody move, just wait out, and finally they went and we could drive past. The thing is, that block in the road, is there anything else we could have done? Like, can we go under the legs of the elephant? Can we go blast the elephant? We cannot do anything but just wait, almost very respectfully, and just wait. And so, Ganesha, in that elephant symbol, means that too, that block in our way, that resistance. So for example, many of us want to do later Uttanasana. We try to drive arms down towards the floor, but we can't go. There is a block here. There is a resistance here. You don't see the elephant here. But the experience is, I can't go. And the experience I'm feeling is hamstring tension, okay, hamstring contraction. Now, that won't people would like to relate to as a Ganesha experience. But in our class, I will say that is a Ganesha experience. That is the experience of a resistance. And most oftenly, when a resistance is met, we don't wait there respectfully. We hate resistance. We would like to blast past it. We don't want to be respectfully watching it, understanding it, waiting for it to dissolve, go away. We don't want to do that. So, respecting Ganesha today, that is a festival. But for us, it is changing our relationship with blocks in our life, with the resistance in our life. Okay, that's how we have to see this resistance and blocks as Ganesha. Okay, so that's an important teaching. Okay, really trying to almost respecting and honoring blocks. And Ganesha is supposed to give wisdom. Okay, it is in stories. It said that he likes buddhi. The application of buddhi is something he likes a lot. What is meant is, he likes to give us wisdom, but how does he do that? He puts blocks. So we have a resistance, and then I can't reach down, and if I start to apply my intelligence, eventually I find that it is not my arms trying to lengthen, it is something else have to work. So we apply intelligence, and then an insight happens. So the insight is happening because there is a block. So when resistance comes, blocks come in our life, or resistance comes in our life, The very attitudes with which we develop these blocks and resistance, when we try to solve these resistance and blocks with the same attitudes, is not going to change. We need to change patterns. We need to think in another way. We need to breathe in another way. We need to change our physiology. We have to really break the existing patterns to see other ways to go past the block. So again, in India, in places where Ganesha is honored today, one of the favorite things they do is they will take coconuts and smash it on rocks. Okay, so that's supposed to please Ganesha. The thing is for us is we have to break. We are all in this coconut shell-like thought patterns, patterns in which we are stuck. And we are trying to receive a solution to our problems by being that shell itself. So we need to change that kind of same habitual patterns before we can expect a change. The same setup which created the block is not going to solve the block. We have to have another change happening there. So these are some of the teachings which we can take out of Ganesha and apply. And lastly, Ganesha is very famous for his story writing ability. So if you have heard about Mahabharata, that's the biggest epic. And I mean, story-wise, it's in a very cute way, he said that Vyasa is the one saying the story. And he needed somebody to instantly write it, put it, embody it, materialize it onto some format. And that is done by Ganesha, who immediately puts down the stories into a solid, written, embodied form. For us, Vyasa is each one of us ourselves. We are continuously telling stories inside. Okay? Now what we have to watch out for is, this Ganesha is there with us, and this intelligence is totally, completely transcribing it, encoding it into your cellular structure, into your body structure, into your neural structure, everywhere. We are writing our story, and our body is taking that. So that is something we have to be very, very aware of. What we think, the stories we say, is what we see, what we feel through the body as well. So hamstring tension, that's part of the story. And we are creating that story. Okay, through habitual patterns, emotional patterns, many, many, many patterns. So the empowering thing we can take out of is we can rewrite the story too. Okay, so we can rewrite the body patterns, we can rewrite the mental patterns, but we have to change the story patterns too. Okay, so these are some of the teachings I would like to share with you on this day where Ganesha is honored. Okay, so namaste. And so today, tension and resistance will be seen in a very respectful, honoring way. Let's start Paschimottanasana, 10 minutes to feel that. Okay, so straighten the legs. Okay.